Howdy everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Debauchery Circus campaign here on the Random Rhapsody Network. I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and GM, and joining me around the virtual table today are Brandie, Brie, Junior, and Steven. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Howdy.
Unfortunately, John had to work a double today, so he is not going to be with us, but we'll try not to kill him. Who knows? Now, before we begin, I do have a couple of scheduling announcements to get through. First off, we will be hosting a special Valentine's Day one-shot on Sunday, February 13th at 4 p.m. Central Time. I'm calling it Romancing the Inferno, and it's going to be a continuation of a couple of our character stories. On Valentine's Day itself, we will be airing the one-shot again so that everyone in the Random Rhapsody crew can spend the day with their significant others. The following Monday, January 21st, I will be out of town, so we are going to be taking that week off as well. But we will be back to our regular schedule again on Monday, February the 28th. February is kind of a crazy month for us, but we will be getting back to our regular flow of things again in March. You can keep up to date on all of our scheduling announcements by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody. Okay, that should do it for the announcements. So join us as we dive into the world of Loroupa and continue on with the adventures of the Debauchery Circus. We're back. So when we last left off, the Debauchery Circus had broken into the mansion of their old adversary, Sir Portlion, seeking to settle an old score with the knight who had first crossed their paths all the way back in the town of Turnham. After killing a guard and breaking into the cellar, the team used the knowledge they had gained from Blaznir's previous scouting to find their way up to the second floor where they believed the knight would be. Although the knight was definitely not in the bedroom, the team did acquire a few sacks of coin and a particularly ornate shield that Ichabod decided to take up for himself. From there, the squad took a quick peek into a guest room before moving down the hall to hear the sounds of someone moving in another room beyond where they had discovered, in another room beyond, where they discovered a woman clad in a nightgown who seemed to be readying herself for bed. Utilizing stealth, Blaznir approached the woman unaware and pretended to be burglars who questioned the woman about Sir Portlion after identifying themselves by name. The woman seemed uncertain, though she tried to suggest that they could go wait for the knight in his office. Willow, instead, attempted to knock her out with a punch, but the woman used her beguiling influence to trick her into punching Blaznir instead. This caused the rest of the group to attack, of course, and the fleeing woman was injured severely, and she was knocked unconscious by Shokan, though not before she could scream out and alert the rest of the household. With her presence now revealed, Blaznir cast Enlarge on Shokan, who immediately filled the narrow hallway with her new size. Unfortunately, her enhanced size and weight was far too much for the flooring to hold, and the turtle monk ended up crashing downward into the level below. The widening hole also caught Ichabod, but the nimble Willow managed to catch the paladin and stop him before he too fell downward. As the team worked together to help their friend and defeat the incoming guards, a tall, familiar form stepped out from a nearby room. The squad was horrified as they recognized the remains of their friend and former companion, Shadowfire, now zombified and protecting the Knight Portlion. This sight spurred the Circus to action, trading both spells and blows with their old adversary in a back and forth that sent servants fleeing and the mansion hallway engulfed in flames. And so, Debauchery Circus. With the knowledge that the knight would have likely fled given the opportunity, Edmund had cast a spell to magnify gravity and crush both Portlion and the undead Shadowfire into a bloody pulp. Willow had immediately raced to unleash her sorrow on the knight by hitting her corpse repeatedly with a greatsword, causing a shower of blood to cover just about everybody around her. The hallway all around, back to the west, is filling up with a thick, acrid smoke, which is currently coming from the raging fires along both sides of the wall to the west. Curtains, tapestries, paintings, and furniture are all burning brightly now, thanks to Cameron's last lightning bolt spell, and the smoke is starting to burn y'all's eyes as you stand there. But, before you can do anything else, a question comes to each of your minds. And that question is, what battle in this entire campaign has been the most memorable to you, your players, since not all the characters have been there? So, and since looks like Ichabod is the one who rolled, why don't you go ahead and answer first, Brie. What is your most memorable battle throughout this campaign?
I want to say this battle we're still in, but I know that's kind of cheap, but this has been my favorite arc, so it's genuine.
No, I dig it. Absolutely. This has been a fun arc. Cameron, how about you?
Well, it's either gonna be the dragon fight where we fought the, fish minions, because I'm pretty sure that's the first time I got counterspelled, or this fight, because, how can a 450-pound turtle suddenly becoming, almost 4,000 pounds not be memorable?
Oh, definitely. That was definitely a memorable time. That's going in the commercial I'm working on, no doubt. Blaznir, how about you?
I'd probably say the battle in the monastery, because I did not expect to win that or get that far at all.
Okay, that's valid. I like it. Shokan, you're last. Which one's your favorite?
I would say the battle where I took on the name Shokan, because there I was almost dead. I get revived and I wipe out how many enemies?
Quite a few.
And this last battle would have been had I been able to actually, get one hit in on Portlion, but I unfortunately missed all of that.
Yeah, you really did. You just you sent crashing down and missed the whole freaking thing. Who knows what would have happened?
I legit thought the steps I was going up, I legit thought was going to be the ones behind Portlion, but nope.
Except there are no stairs behind Portlion. It's just a hallway that ends in a wall.
Yep.
With a window that's currently blasted open, and quite a bit of smoke is coming out from there as well.
Let me just say this now. My bad, guys.
That's okay.
No problem.
That's okay. But, here we are. As I said, the hallway to the west is now bright with flames, and the smoke is becoming very thick, going all through the hallways around you all. Shokan, you've managed to reach the second floor of the mansion again, and you're currently standing in the hallway near Portlion's room. But the path between you and your companions is currently has a guardsman carrying a lantern, who is making his way towards where the floor had caved in from your weight. You can see the smoke that's filling up the ceiling above you, but you are unable to see its source. Blaznir, you are standing inside the bedroom with the woman you had all knocked unconscious. And that room too is beginning to fill up with smoke since the door is open. The woman is still unconscious and bleeding out from the sword wounds given to her by Ichabod. And as a druid, you are familiar enough with medicine to know that she will bleed out eventually before too long. As for the rest of you, Cameron and Ichabod are standing with Edmund, who's now in his normal human form. And all of you can't help but stare as Willow pounds the living hell out of the remains of Sir Portlion. So, Debauchery Circus, what are you wanting to do right now?
Cameron's immediately gonna look to Blaznir in the bedroom and go, Blaznir, I don't have a spell for this!
Please, just let me run out and control flames and just start dying it out.
Okay, go ahead and pop up control flames for us here. So you can choose a non-magical flame that you can see within range that fits within a 5-foot cube. You affect it in one of the following ways. You can instantaneously expand it in 5 feet, provided there's something there it can burn. You can instantly extinguish, so, and then you can kind of make it brighter or whatever. So you're trying to extinguish this. Now this is going to take...
Make it embers. I'm not trying to extinguish, just make it all embers.
You're just trying to make them embers?
Yeah, just because I want the house to burn down.
Okay, fair enough. So you're just making them smaller, that way that...
We have a little bit of time.
You have a little bit of time. Okay, I got you. Now, I am going to point out that it takes 1 action to do this for a 5-foot square. So it's not going to take like a super amount of time, but it is going to take a few rounds. So so you can do that, but it is going to take a little bit of time.
Is it going to take enough time that the flames will go faster than he can reduce them?
Considering that he's using magic to do this, it's not going to take like so long that he's going to lose control of it. More to the point that I'm trying to make is he's got to spend his next handful of rounds focusing on this and doing nothing else. So while he's doing that, Shokan, you have a guard that currently is running up towards everybody else. Now, you've seen him before he sees you, and actually, for some stupid reason, Roll20 updated and blew out my my initiative. So we're not going to be in initiative right now. But you do have a round of surprise before he does anything else, before he realizes what's going on, that you're behind him. So I'm just asking, what are you wanting to do right now?
Okay, but like at this point in time, I don't realize that the fight over there is over, do I?
No, you don't. From your perspective, you had run up the stairs, gotten to the 2nd floor landing, into the hallway where you saw the guard heading in the direction of your friends, but he has not seen you yet. So this would be the round where you have time to react and do something before he spots you.
Alright, well, with that in mind, like I said, I don't realize the fight is over like I do, but Shokan does not. So I'm going to run up behind this guy and clobber him, because I mean he's going after my friends who, as far as I know, are still battling. So I'm gonna clobber him with my quarterstaff. That's a 14 to hit.
Unfortunately, a 14, I don't believe... a 14 does not hit.
Okay. Well, I get a second attack, so I'm going to attack him again. 27 hits.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hit.
For 14 damage.
Okay.
And again, things were serious whenever I fell down. I'm flurry of blows. 28 and 28.
Both are going to hit.
Yeah, there's 10 and 7 damage. So that's a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage, and you had come running up first. You take a swing with your quarterstaff that just kind of goes wide over his head, but you follow it up with a second crack that does hit him in the back of the head, staggering him forward. You then follow through with a punch and a kick, hitting him in the back, knocking him forward. However, he is still alive. That was not enough to take him out completely.
All right.
Now you use your action to attack, your bonus action to do flurry of blows. Do you have anything else you're able to do now before your turn's over?
I mean, that depends on if you're going to say it's too late for me to say I use Hand of Harm.
Are you able to use Hand of Harm after the fact, or do you have to declare it first? It would say there in the ability. You have Stunning Strike, too.
You know what? Because, hold on. Hand of Harm does not say I have to declare beforehand. I just can only use it once per turn.
Okay, then go for it.
Okay, and then I add, let's see here. It is a...
So that's 2 key points you're spending so far.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind.
It's a d6 plus 1, so I'm just going to roll a d6. Oh, that's a whole 2 points of damage. Extra. Necrotic, though, if that matters.
Yeah, unfortunately that isn't enough. So you, even after you hit him for the last time and pump that final key point into it to hurt, he turns around, looks back at you, and is just like, "What?" He just completely flips out. He's going to pull out his weapon. At this time, he has a spear that he was using. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and allow him to take 2 stabs at you in reprisal. Since we're not doing turn order, I'm not worried about anything like that. That's a critical hit, so yeah, that's definitely going to hit.
Ouch.
So 12 points of piercing damage to you with that first strike. Second attack. That's a 12 to hit, which I assume does not hit.
No, 12 is just a bit shy.
Yeah, just a bit shy. So 12 points of piercing damage to you. Now, for the rest of everybody, Ichabod and Cameron, Willow is still pretty focused on just pounding the hell out of Portlion, so we're not going to worry about her. What are the 2 of you doing in this circumstance?
Alright, well, it's important that we come up with an escape plan, and normally I would say let's jump out that window there, but judging by the gems that are in a few of you, and this guy's empty eye socket, and I point at Shadowfire, I think we should probably try to recover whatever was pulsing in the basement. Maybe Willow could don Portlion's armor if it's not too dented, and buy us some time.
Oh, it's pretty fucked up.
It's like, messed up.
Yeah, like, I'm just going to tell you flat out, just so you know, it was not magical armor. And when Edmund cast that gravity spell and crushed it,
well, that
did some damage. And then what she's doing, yeah,
that one's off the
not
table.
Sure, she would even be able to maintain an appearance.
All right. Well, we don't have time to discuss it. So I put my hand on Cameron, and I'm going to give him 15 of my lay on hands.
Okay.
So you get 15 more HP.
Hell yeah.
And then I will go in this room and begin tying this woman up and throw her over my shoulder.
Okay.
And then I'll say to the basement.
Okay, so that's going to be the rest of your turn, tying this woman up and hoisting her. So, Cameron, what are you doing for your turn?
I'm trying to think if there's anything I can actually do that would be useful. I don't have the strength to pull Willow off of him, and she's probably not going to listen to reason at this point.
So I'm going to take a moment to give you a little bit of a refresher, just so you know what everything is in this area. There is an open door right here. There are 2 closed doors. One right here and one right here, down that side of the hallway.
Okay,
Behind you, there's also a door literally right here, where the body of Shadowfire is currently laying. There's a door there too. There's also 2 doors behind you, one here and one to here, neither of which you have opened, but you do know that the door to here leads to that open garden area with all the windows.
Okay.
You do also know that you can see Shadowfire laying there on the ground. His gigantic warhammer that he's been using is on the ground. There's also the longsword that Portlion used. Now,
his cold one.
Yeah. Now, when he died, those of you who are standing next to him, Willow and Ichabod, you two would have been closest. You would have seen that when he was using his longsword, it kind of had this odd sort of gray-blue smoke that kind of curled around it as he swung. You're looking down at it now, and that smoke is gone. It's no longer gleaming in the same light that it was when it was still in his hand. It appears to be a very finely crafted longsword, though.
But the magic was sourced from him.
Potentially, or it could just be something that requires attunement, and since nobody's attuned to it anymore because he's dead.
If you'd like to throw it in the bag and
can I try and stuff those in the bag?
Yeah, you could stuff both of them into the bag because they're not so heavy that you wouldn't be able to drag them and do them. You wouldn't be able to wield them, obviously, but you can definitely move them. There's no problem.
Then this open door here, is that the one that Shadowfire and Portlion came out of?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I at least want to peek in there and see. Just do a quick look around the room.
You can do that easily. The fire that is right in front of that door is the one that Blaznir is currently focusing on, so you're able to move past it without having to like roll or anything or duck your head down. As you move into that room, you find mostly a storage area. There's quite a few just large crates, several kegs as well, and big bags of various things. Like, it mostly just looks like it's an area that he's storing random junk. There is, however, a doorway to the back over here. It is open as well.
Okay.
You can see that there's there's a bit of a glow coming from that room as well, as though candlelight is there.
Okay, I think I've got enough movement to get to the doorway. So what do I see?
Glancing through it, the first thing you see is a tall altar, about 5 feet tall. Sitting on top of it is a large, odd-shaped blob from your perspective, because you're looking back on it, made entirely of gold. It's about 1 foot tall, and the back of it is completely, like, flat, but it's ovular to one side. So imagine like a doorway that you're looking at it from behind. It's that shape, that up and over
arch.
And down. Yeah, that arch shape.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't done. From there behind, you can see there are several low tables on the sides of the wall here and here, all of which have candelabras. Most of the candelabras themselves are also gold, and they each have 6 candles that are all lit. There's a total of 5 of them.
Okay. Let me see. Let me look at this spell. Yeah, I'm gonna use prestidigitation to try and snuff out those candles.
Okay. Yeah, you can do so easily. They snuff out with the use of prestidigitation.
Cool.
That's pretty much. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't have any more movement this round because I already moved what I think is my full. Let me check and make sure. I'm pretty sure it's 35. Yeah. I could hop the extra distance, but really I'm just readying myself so that next round I can stuff stuff into the bag.
Fair enough. Okay. Just trying to get through this quickly. Blaznir's continuing to use his magic to snuff out the flames. They are definitely getting lower and lower inside this area. You're kind of looking around Blaznir, and you can see a path that you said you wanted to set this place ablaze. It is a mostly stone mansion, but there is tons of woodwork along the sides, tons of wood trim. Glancing into that room that Cameron had gone through, tons of wood through there. You could easily spread all these flames throughout the upper level of this mansion and get that roof ablaze as well, given time. So that's kind of your turn right there, but this is what you know, and you're currently making all those flames smaller to control the burn. Shokan, your turn, so go ahead and try to take that guy out if that's what you're wanting to do.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Reasonably, if you're just trying to kill him, you can probably do it this round. Go ahead and make your rolls, just as soon.
16.
16 is just enough.
11.
Go ahead and swing again.
18 definitely is.
Yeah. So yeah, that is enough, and that's what I figured. So during the time that Shokan is just clobbering the living fuck out of this last remaining guard that's in here, he drops down. In about the time that Ichabod, you're able to finish tying up the woman and hoist her onto your shoulder. Willow is finally starting to get her aggression out. Edmund is over there right now, currently trying to coax her into stopping, to try to get her to just back off, and she's ready for that. So go, Cameron, on your turn.
Yes.
You can probably go ahead and get to the other side now. Now the idol that I had been describing, when you make your way around the altar to look at it, it
Yes,
is
sir.
in the shape of a door. The doorway is partially open, and there is a gigantic eye as made out as though it's looking through the doorway.
Now, is that like part of the ornament of the piece, or is it literally like, this is a magical doorway, there is an eye sticking through this magical doorway?
Basically, this is a golden idol made up of a giant doorway with a staircase going up to it. The doorway is open. The doorway looks kind of ornately carved and has like a tree motif along the center of it. Like, remember, picture the doorway from Fellowship of the Ring, and you kind of get something a little bit like that, but it's made all in gold, and then it's open, just a crack, kind of like that. And in the center of it, it looks like there's made out of an eye looking outward from the door.
Okay, but it's definitely just part of the idol.
Yeah, the entire thing is part of the idol. It's just a giant gold sculpture of this.
Okay, cool. Snag.
It's really freaking heavy. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Sure. If that doesn't work, then I'll try and shove it with Mage Hand. Athletics. Natural 20.
Yeah, you
Dirty
lift
20.
up. This thing weighs about 30 pounds, and you're lifting, straining as hard as you can. You lift it up. You're kind of wobbling a bit, and you are able to carry it. What are you putting it in?
Portlion owes us. Just put it in the haversack.
I think Shokan has the haversack.
Oh, damn.
Also, it's not going to fit in there. It's big.
Oh, okay.
Like, it takes both of your hands around it trying to pull this thing up.
Is there like a sheet or a curtain that I could put on the floor?
Not really in this room. This room has no windows whatsoever. It's just a bare back
See if I
room,
have
almost like a
anything.
long hallway, a long closet, but used as an altar room.
Okay, well, I do have some rope, so I'm just gonna tie some rope around this thing and start dragging it.
Okay, fair enough.
With the candelabra on top.
You can get the candelabras as well. Each of the candelabras are pretty large and ornate. Those are worth about 150 gold each.
How many are they?
There are 5 of them. Actually, you know what? Let's say 250 each, because I want the whole thing to equal a good amount. So 250
Sure.
each for them, 5 of them, 1,000 gold.
Nice.
the idol itself, big, heavy, solid gold. You're not sure how much it's worth, but you're pretty sure a pretty penny.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna drag this thing along. What is this thing in the corner?
It's actually just a stone column.
Okay.
If you all had walked in there, you would have seen Shadowfire sitting on it.
Gotcha.
But
I gotcha. Just figured I'd ask. So yeah, and I'll yell out to Edmund. Ed, you give us a hand.
Edmund who's kind of coaxing and trying to get Willow to stop and just go away. He does come around, and working together, you can get the idol out. It is going to take the two of you working together to do this, but you can get it there.
Well, I will assist
or just
him.
Bring it to Shokan.
I'm like 30 pounds. Give it to my other hand. Like,
yeah, I mean, Ichabod can carry it easily. Shokan can carry it easily. I was just mostly fucking around because you're tiny.
And I have a 10 strength score.
everybody, if we could be ready to go in about 5 seconds, that'd be grand.
Where are you? How are we going to get down, Ichabod? We've got a gigantic hole in the middle of the floor over here.
Well, sounds like a pretty quick way to get down.
Also, I believe that the sunroom connects to the other side, if I'm correct. I might be wrong, but...
Yeah, there should be a stairwell on the other side. I'd just like to start getting a move on, because I mean, this is broke bad. Let's not deceive ourselves. This has broke bad, so we're gonna need to find a hiding spot so that we can rest for the night and take care of Lord Veritude in the morning.
I'm sorry, did you say this is broke back?
Anyway, let's get moving.
So, as you're considering this, go ahead and make perception checks, everybody.
Okay. 17.
9.
30-20.
21.
Okay. So Ichabod, Blaznir, and Shokan, all of you are beginning to hear the sounds of bells ringing somewhere in the distance. They're loud enough that you are able to hear them over the fire crackling throughout this hallway. But they do sound fairly distant.
I'm
And
too
you all
busy
know
just
the
thinking to
bells
myself,
toll
if
for
we
the
leave
dead.
now, we might miss out on treasure.
Is there a fire service?
Don't leave now, we might miss out on our lives.
Get out, go, please. This is actually quite enduring.
Endearing.
Taxing.
No,
Taxing.
it takes a lot of effort. Yes, whatever. It takes a lot of effort.
Exhausting.
Something like that. Listen, I'm tired.
So was that a vote for going?
Yes, let's just get out of here.
Okay.
What you can, but let's get out. I would like to set this place ablaze without...
Yeah, I see Shokan and I'm like, Shokan, toss that bag over so they can stick these weapons in it.
Alright, I guess I do so. I toss the haversack over.
So that we
Okay.
can put the warhammer and the longsword in the bag.
And the idol.
And the idol, whatever will fit. 'Cause
Let's see. So,
he said the idol wouldn't fit.
Yeah,
So
the
if
idol
you-
ain't gonna fit just because, the width of the idol is bigger
Yeah.
than the width of the haversack.
But if the candelabras will fit, we'll shove
Yep.
those in there.
If I cast Reduce on Ritual, is it going to cause problems?
what is
when it-
Shadowfire's
when
weapon?
it's
Is it a
working?
hammer?
It's a warhammer.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool. I'll just list them as Portlion's sword and Shadowfire's warhammer then.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, so if I walk over to the hole and look down, about how far down is it again?
It was about 15-foot drop.
15-foot drop. I feel like I
There
can
is
tuck and roll.
there is a bit of rubble down there, and you can see the legs of somebody kind of underneath all of the rubble.
Is there like a ledge around the side that I could walk across precariously to get down to where Shokan is?
You can certainly try. There is a bit of of rubble still to the sides, like the entirety of it hasn't fallen through. So it's going to take an acrobatics check to get across, or you can try to jump across because it's 15 feet, which would be an athletics check. So it depends on how you want to do it.
Well, I'm definitely better with athletics, and I am holding a woman slung over my shoulder. So, oof. All right, what do y'all think? Or Blaznir had said there's this room that leads to the other side. Shokan, if you can jump over here, I think we're gonna go that way.
I mean, there's steps over this way. I could just go downstairs.
It's true if you want to be separated from us, but...
I'm saying that the sunroom leads to where Shokan is, I believe.
Alright, well, let's attempt it.
I might be wrong. It feels like it's been a couple weeks.
Okay, I think it's this room here, so I'm gonna go there.
Okay, you're heading into, this room here.
Let's swing the door open.
I'm working on it. There you go. Opening up the door, yes, that is the room with all of the windows kind of looking out onto the property.
Fantastic. I want to go open this door over here.
Easy enough. Opening up that door, you can get through without a problem.
Fantastic. I holler to everybody. I say, path is clear, my friends. Let's get moving.
Okay. I'm just gonna follow Edmund because I'm assisting him in dragging this idol.
Yeah, the two of you are kind of dragging it. As you're walking through the room with all the windows, go ahead, Cameron, and make a perception check as well.
Sure.
You're kind of the more watchful of the group, I feel like.
Is he though?
Sadly, I got a 10.
Yeah, never mind. You didn't see shit.
I mean, I have the observant feat, so...
Unless someone's assisting
Blaznir,
me.
Sure, Blaznir, go for it.
And I'm staying in the hallway, by the way.
Oh, you're staying in the hallway that you wouldn't see it anyway, so never mind.
Okay.
Blaznir, you're not gonna...
Is
I'm
Edmund
gonna-
assisting me for advantage?
I'm gonna burn this place to the ground, so I'm staying behind for a bit.
Fair enough. So the rest of the group is making their way through the garden room on the top floor, heading down the stairs to the main floor. While that's happening, Blaznir, just describe a little bit of what you're going to be doing with these flames.
Yep. So I stopped trying to put them out entirely, and just kind of allowed them to come back up again. And I'm going to take out a little ball of tallow and brimstone and iron from my pocket, and kind of cast a flaming sphere at third level,
Nice.
and just run it across the walls. And I can do that for a minute.
Yeah. For a minute, you cast this flaming sphere and just start rolling it all throughout all of the various rooms along this hall for the next minute or so. Things begin catching on fire in each and every room. Beds, tables, chairs. And as you walk around through the garden room, you catch those things on fire as well. The tables, the benches, even through even on the rug itself. You leave the plants because, you're a druid and why be a dick? You go through and light Portlion's room on fire as well, same as the guest bedroom. And as you make your way down, after about a minute, you meet up with the rest of your group.
Right. We need to go.
Yep, you absolutely do.
That's the intention.
So you said you're making your way down to the cellar first?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Go back to that torture room that we didn't explore.
Okay.
Making our way downtown. Phases pass.
Indeed.
And we're homebound.
Now, I'll just remind you all real quick that through the main floor of the mansion, you do have to pass through a hallway and down into that main first room where you do find the door open. Go, as you make your way through that area, go ahead and make perception checks as you're going by the open doorway into the stairwell to the cellar.
Hey, 19,
13.
finally. Good
13.
roll.
Okay. So with your 19, Cameron, you glance out the doorway into the main hall, and you're hearing a lot more of those bells beginning to ring. You're hearing calls out of fire and guards, things of that nature. You estimate they're probably a few blocks away still.
All right, let's make this quick.
But you do know you probably want to make it quick. You make your way down to the cellar itself, and there you find the similarly large area of nothing but junk. But then you go make your way back to the torture chamber, where you had found that box that you had all seen, that you were afraid to open up.
Sure.
Let me see.
So, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Feel free to say no since he's not actually here. Can we get Willow to carry the idol?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Since the two of us would otherwise have to try and drag it and it'd be faster.
Oh, definitely.
Awesome.
Okay, so inside the chest, it is locked, so I am going to need a thieves' tools from you, Cameron.
I'm gonna check it for poisonous barbs and other traps first.
Fair enough. Go ahead and make your investigation check.
25.
You do not see any sort of traps or anything like that. The lock is very small, and the box itself is kind of cheap, so you
Awesome.
get the idea that it's not like made to hold things for a long term.
Not like that last asshole
Not
box.
like the last asshole box, yes.
It would be dexterity. A 15 on a thieves' tools. Wait, why is that plus
Yeah,
0?
15's good enough. This wasn't a horribly intense lock to work through. When you open it up, you do find a few odd assortment of things. The first thing you do see is that gem. The one gem that you recognize as being very similar to the one that had hit you in the ear, Cameron, and everyone else recognizes as well. Shokan has one in her shell, and I think that's it. Yeah.
I'm gonna toss it to Ichabod.
Okay, I hold out my hand, I guess, and try to catch it.
Well, I was going to say Willow should probably have this one, but sure, you pick it up and you grab it, and the resonance between yours and its allows you to pick it up without it attaching. You could then go launch it towards Ichabod, who reaches out and snaps.
I just catch it like it's a baseball, thinking this is normal.
Yeah, and the moment that you grab it, you just feel the searing pain as this gem eats through into your hand, and then you just look down, and through this horrible wave of pain, you see this gem is embedded into the flesh of your hand.
Rabbit, what the fuck did you do to me?
That deserves not to look normal.
Look at it! It's in my skin!
I'm gonna try to use my staff of healing to cast lesser restoration on the hand.
Oh, my hand?
Yeah. Maybe it'll work.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Blaznir immediately just cast greater or lesser restoration. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually do anything to help.
I just shake my hand off, I guess.
Oh, that didn't work. Does anybody need healing, by the way? I just realized I'm a healer.
There are a few other things, by the way.
I think you could heal
What else is in the
Cameron's
box?
thick skull.
Anyway, what else is in the box? There is, let's see here. You first thing you recognize is the holy symbol that Shadowfire always wore. It's in the shape of this kind of dog-looking thing. I think that's what Anubis looks like.
Yes. Jackal.
Yeah, it's an odd jackal-looking creature made of black onyx with a kind of pointed head and ears sticking up. It's kind of weird looking, but that his holy symbol, which Willow's going to make, because as I said.
Yeah, I give it to her.
There is a decent-sized sapphire that is worth about 50 gold pieces. He had a silver teapot for some strange reason. A red gem as well that he had found in that fire statue long time ago.
Yeah, that was what he was going to use to make his Warhammer magic.
It was. He had a scroll of sanctuary. He had some dragon scales and claws, which are kind of like at this point just molded and rotten from the zombie. But there's also a gold ring that you find inside of that. He had a ring of psychic resistance.
Oh, nice.
So you can add that to the party inventory.
While this is happening, I'm going to get everyone within 60 feet of me and just tap the staff with healing and cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Sweet.
So everyone gets 18 healing.
Sweet.
Dang,
This is why we love Blaznir, among other things.
I'm feeling fresh as fuck, dude. Can I quickly check on this lady, and see if I can, stabilize her, or 2, if I can tell how much time she has?
Make a medicine check?
Assuming she ain't dead already.
That's a 7.
Yeah, really hard to tell, honestly.
But can I tell if she's alive, at least?
Yeah, I'd say you can tell. She is breathing, she is alive, she is bleeding quite a bit out of several slash wounds in her side and in her back.
You really did a number on this lady.
Yeah.
Do you want to heal her?
What do you mean, we
Nope.
pale?
I don't want her to be awake, is my
But I
problem.
didn't want her to die. And I can't I don't have anything to
I make sure her bindings are very good. Her arms behind her back, a gag in her mouth, and a blindfold around her eyes to negate any potential spells, and then I give her 1 hit point from my lay on hands.
Fair enough. Yeah, you can pump a little bit of your healing into her, and enough to seal up her wounds so that she doesn't bleed out. You can do that.
Alright. She got that big 1.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna be fooled by this witch again. Alright, Cameron, you all finished? Let's get out of here. They're gonna be descending on this place in no time. Edmund, do you know of like a sewer system or a abandoned building, somewhere we might be able to hide out for the night?
There are quite a few abandoned buildings all throughout this area, actually. I did spot a few warehouses not far from here that doesn't look occupied. We could perhaps go to one of those.
We can certainly try, though they will definitely be on high alert and probably searching for us.
Blaznir, do you got any more of those pass without trace in you?
I was just about to. This is going to cap me for the day, but...
That's fine. We're on the escape right now.
And I'm gonna flick some ashen up in the air and cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay. So casting Pass Without a Trace, your sound does get muffled and helps you out with that stealth. So as you climb your way out from the cellar, go ahead and make stealth checks for me, everybody.
Here goes nothing. 15 with Pass Without Trace. That's not that bad. It's only
25.
kind of bad.
I don't
27.
work, guys. Look at me.
I rolled a 20, so that means what? 20,
Oh, wait.
30?
30.
Yep.
I need to roll it. Yeah, still a 27.
Okay. So, making your way out from the cellar, you can hear more of those bells beginning to ring. There's quite a bit of a commotion coming from the front of the mansion. You're hearing people beginning to yell about fire, and you're also hearing the clatter and sounds of boots on cobblestone, things like that. You're hearing a lot of people screaming fire, fire, that sort of thing, and as you glance backwards, you can see smoke billowing out of damn near every window on the upper level, and the roof itself has begun to catch a blaze. It's getting pretty bright now thanks to that. Go ahead, everyone, and make perception checks to see what's beyond that. If you want to.
I don't.
I figured.
I do not perceive.
Yeah, Blaznir and Cameron, you guys head over to the gate and kind of peek through, looking around, and people are beginning to mill about. Looking past into the street beyond, to your west, quite a few people are watching. They're standing outside, just staring up at the huge blaze. A little bit less so to the east, but quite a bit to the west. So that kind of guides your path as you're making your way out. You're using Pass Without a Trace, and you kind of stick to the wall, aiming for the darkest place you possibly can, and want to kind of climb over, sneak over. Using the stealths that you had, I'm going to see if anyone can see you.
Okay.
So
I
bear with me
have
for 1 second.
a question when you get done with that.
Okay. Okay, basically I just had 3 guards roll perception. One of them did roll a 21. So, as you're all climbing over the wall and you make your way past the wall and into the darkness of the street. You make it probably about a block and a half or so before a passing guard does see, who was it who rolled the lowest?
Me.
It was
me.
Yeah, with your 15. It wasn't a bad roll, but a 21 definitely beat that. And so as you're making your way, skulking down the streets, trying to get away from this fire, a group of guards does spot you. So I'm going to have everybody roll for initiative as I set this up.
Okay. Can I ask my question now?
Yes, go ahead.
Would we be able to tell from the state of Portlion's corpse after Willow did a number on it, would it still be identifiable as being him?
Bro, it's in his house wearing his armor.
It's in his house wearing his armor, and
that did get gravitically crushed and
Yeah, but it's still, you can see the material it's made out of. They could probably make out a star and be like, this is Portlion's house.
Maybe. I mean, I was just asking to be sure.
I was thinking, they would have to be super stupid to not be able to identify them.
Where is my token? I guess I need
it's
to
not
pull it
here.
out.
Hold on a second.
Cool.
There you go. I'm going to let you all kind of arrange yourselves how you are moving.
Okay.
So go ahead and put yourself in whatever formation you would have used to go down the street.
I'll be the last one since I was spotted, so which way? Hurrying everybody along.
I'll be near Blaznir. I got a 38 on initiative. Did Edmund change back?
Yeah, he would have had time to change back into his dwarf form.
Okay. I figure considering that Portlion was really the only one who saw him as he was.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
So I'm going to say your group's probably right about here. You did see a group that's making their way down the street who did spot you, so they're going to be right about here, and the rest of them are going to be over there. So that looks pretty good to me.
That's a lot of zombies.
I cast Summon Bad Wolves.
Summon bad wolves.
Yeah. They did that cover of Zombie.
Ah, I see. Okay, I think we got it set up. So, sure, why not? Okay, so as the group was kind of moving in that general direction, Ichabod, you were carrying the woman right there. The rest of you are kind of moving along that way. This group that's coming down here, they spotted Ichabod. They can see him. The rest of you can see both the group that is right there, and you can see a group that doesn't seem to have quite noticed you yet, that is moving along this building over here. So you got all that?
Yes.
So
Cool.
Cameron...
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. There we go.
Yeah, no worries.
I grabbed him and then you moved the map. It was like, no.
Sorry. No worries. Okay, so Cameron, surprising everyone, you're at the top of the order.
Yeah, I know. It's so surprising.
So they've spotted me specifically, or
Yeah.
they've spotted everybody?
This group has spotted you specifically.
Okay.
A couple of us aren't in
And
initiative, by the way.
who's not in initiative?
Me, Ichabod, and Shokan.
I can see Blaznir 18.15. I can
Okay.
see Ichabod 11.14.
I cannot.
That's weird.
Oh, I think we were on a different map when we rolled, so it put us in there.
Maybe. But don't worry, I know who's where, so we're good to go. It is Cameron's turn. You're first, so you did see this group that basically pointed to Ichabod as you're all stealthing down the road. This guard pointed to him and yelled out very, very loudly. What are you going to do?
Okay. That's a range of touch. That's myself.
Make me invisible.
That's a touch spell.
Look, you can walk to me. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and then they would see me. But, actually, no, I'm just gonna cast a spell. Yes, I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay.
And are there any reactions?
Okay, so I get to ask you that because I'm the guy who runs the game, and so I have to know how everything works. You don't get to ask that question. You just need to tell me what you're doing on your action, and I'll tell you what happens beyond that. So what are you doing for your action?
Okay, I'm casting web.
Perfect, you cast web. I'll go ahead and pull that out for you.
And for whatever
wait a minute,
reason.
just go ahead and pull it out yourself, because you can do that.
Pull what out?
The area effect, you can just do whatever color you want.
Okay. Sure, let me see. It's 20-foot cube. Okay, square. 20-foot square. Whoa. Something like that.
absolutely. All of them are in there. It is dexterity saving throw.
It says each creature that starts its turn in the webs,
Got it.
or that enters in during its turn.
Got it. Okay. So right there, all around this group of critters and zombies and guards, a gigantic web just appears right in front of them, sticking them all up, basically. So they'll be doing that on the start of their turn. That was your action. Are you doing anything else?
No.
I gesture for you to like keep moving. I'm like, go.
Oh. Yeah, I guess. Do we know what's down this way? Or is that back the way we
You don't
came?
know per se. This is the road that's heading east back towards the inn. That's the way you kind of have been heading towards the east looking for a warehouse.
Okay.
You've walked down this road before, but for the most part, all you know is that they're alleyways that you really haven't explored a whole hell of a lot. You can guess that that's probably what this is. These are buildings with alleyways going behind them and that sort of thing.
But it's pretty much guaranteed if we keep going in the direction we're in, we're going to run into that other group of guards, yeah?
You know that ahead of you there are some guards and someone has called out. They haven't looked yet. It's not their turn, but they will probably see you on their turn.
Okay, then,
beyond that, long beyond that, that's the direction of the inn.
Okay, then I'm going to move over here into this alleyway to hide.
Okay, sounds good. That's it for Cameron's turn. Blaznir, you're up next. What are you doing?
Oh boy, I've got very little. I don't think it's a good idea for me to cast anything, because what I can cast is all concentration, which will break, So, I'm going to follow Cameron's lead and just kind of sneak my way past here, and do something. I'm going to second to figure out what this something is. Okay, bonus action. And as I'm passing through, passing by Ichabod, I'm going to whisper him, please, just be a little bit more sneaky, and I'm going to give him a bardic inspiration.
You took a level at Bard?
Is it D6?
I did.
Nice. So yeah, that's a D6.
Cool.
And I'm half speed when sneaking, right?
Are you maintaining, like...
Yeah, I'm keeping my 35 stealth. So.
But you still have a dash action too.
So you can use your action to continue to maintain hiding. If that's what you're wanting to do, you're going to have to get behind something to hide, but you could do that. It's up to you.
Well, then do that. But it's a bonus action for
Yeah. Bardic inspiration is a bonus action, so you can use your action to come around next to Cameron and hide behind over here.
And that's my turn, because I don't have very much.
Fair enough. That's it for that. Next up is the zombies. Since he's starting his turn there, he has to make the dexterity saving throw. This is probably going to go really well.
Super dexterous zombie.
Yeah, super dexterous zombie. That's a 1! Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, zombie is completely stuck. He is currently restrained, and is restrained as long as it remains in the web or until it breaks free. A creature restrained by the webs can use its action to make a strength check against the spell DC. So, okay. I guess it's going to use its action to try to break free because it's just stuck right there. That's a strength check against the spell save DC. That's a 13, which is still a failure. So it uses its action, completely fails, gets even more tangled up in the webs, and it is stuck right there. Next up, we have the Axeman. That's his turn, so let's see. He's got to make that dex save first. Let's see how he does. That's a nat 1, so that's a failure. Yeah, all he can do is he can use his action to try to break free. 17 does get him free. I think, let's see here. Let me
So
look
it's
at that
difficult
spell.
terrain.
Yeah, so it's difficult terrain. Is that it? Okay. So he's going to have to use 10 feet to get here, another 5 feet to get here. That's 15 of his 30. Let's see. Yeah, he is going to yell out, "Attack! We're under attack by these, whoever these are! Guards! Guards! Help!"
Come on, can't you just fight me?
Keep in mind,
mono-
anybody in
mono-
there also lightly obscured.
He can see you, but that was his action to get free. He does have 15 more feet of movement, but he's not going to bother moving there. He's just going to move ahead, just right where he is. That way he's out of the webs. Okay. We got Edmund's turn. He actually didn't really use any of his spells, did he? He just used the one.
Save me, Edmund.
Oh, wait a minute. No, he did Hunter's Mark. So he's actually only has one left. You know what he's going to do? He's going to go ahead and cast Fog Cloud down the alleyway there. So he is... Really? I don't know why the hell that works. That's fine. Okay, 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered right here. So he wants them to not be seen. Let's see, I'm going to make this one purple so it stands out. 20-foot radius is pretty big. Yeah, so that entire alleyway right there just fills with this large amount of fog, completely obscuring the two zombies and the guard. And then he looks back at the rest of you and he says, "So, are we hiding, I guess? I don't know what to do." But he's going to then move 20 feet over to there and kind of crouch down out of sight down this alleyway right here. So at least he's not being seen. Okay, next is the zombie's turn. He has heard the commotion. He has now looked over there, and the zombie over in this area can now actually see Willow and everybody that's left. Let's see, only has 20 feet of movement, I think? Yeah, 25 feet. Zombie. 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25, right up to there. I forgot to have the map on, so there we go. I'm going to use his action to move again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. The zombie is mindlessly coming up towards your group. Can't really do much more beyond moaning. But he did hear the yelling of the guard in that alleyway. Okay, Ichabod, it is your turn. What are you going to do?
I am going to move into this alleyway with my compatriots. So 25. Ooh, let's get right here for 30. And then if I can try to have a better stealth.
Yeah, you can use your action to hide if you want to.
Alright, I'm going to do that. Ooh, it's 16, so 26 with Pass Without Trace.
Add a d6.
I'm just gonna save it. A 26, I feel good about that.
26, because yeah, you are within Blaznir, and Blaznir didn't do anything but his bonus action, so his spell is still up.
Mm-hmm. So
yes.
yeah, I'm just trying to kind of speed walk away while we have bought a little time to try to hide again.
I like it. Okay.
Continue moving.
Next up, we got the ogre zombie's turn. Damn it. I
It's all
accidentally
ogre
deleted it.
now.
Somehow I accidentally deleted his, Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
That's okay. Let's see. Do his dexterity to try to not be stuck. Let's see how this works. That's a 12, which is a failure. So the zombie ogre is caught up in those webs. He's going to have to use his action to try to break free. And that's a 12, so that's a failure. He, too, just trying to get out of these webs, trips, falls forward, and is more entangled by the webs. Okay. Next up, we have one more zombie. He, too, has to make this dex save. That's a 17. He does break free. We'll use 5, 10, 15, 20 feet of movement. 25 right gets him right there. He just kind of...
Damn, if I had had one more point of spell DC.
Yep. For his action, I think he's actually just going to move forward towards the two that he can actually see. That's Shokan and Willow. So he's going to move between the two of you right about there, but that's it. That's all he can do. He's a zombie. He's stupid. He doesn't know what the hell to do, so he's just lumbering forward, trying to grab at whoever's closest. That's it for his turn.
Wait just 1 second.
Yeah, I accidentally did the wrong spearman the last time. It was supposed to be the other guy that went, but I'm going to go ahead and use this time to do his turn. Yeah, so he's heard the calls of the guard, the yells. He looks back. He's able to see Willow. He's able to see Shokan, and he is able to see that zombie right there, because sure enough, yeah. Well, actually, no. You know what? That's beyond his vision. He would not be able to see that in the dark, because he is in the dark right now. Well, he does have a lantern. That's not true. He does have a lantern. There is light coming through it. I'm going to say, yeah, he would be able to at least see shadows of something going on here.
We're just public flashers.
Probably. Let's see. He can move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He sees the two of you. He is using his action. He's actually going to use his just a free action to yell out, "Halt! Who goes there?" And then
Your mother.
he's going to ready an action. He's going to ready an action that if anyone comes up towards him, he's going to be attacking. So that's it for him. Okay. Shokan, your turn. What are you doing?
Well, I mean, this guy's an immediate threat, so... $30?
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
Does
You
a
know.
30 hit?
No, 30 doesn't hit a zombie.
That's 11 damage to him.
Okay.
15?
Zombie Matrix stalls like Keanu Reeves.
Does a 15 hit?
15 does hit.
And that's another 11 damage. Is he still up?
He is still up, but he's definitely looking wobbly with those 2 cracks from the quarterstaff.
Do I? You know what? I'm just gonna end it. Flurry of blows. 22 hits him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's gone. I'm assuming 6.
Well, 6. That's not enough, oddly.
Oh well. Fine. Another 22. He's 8.
Yeah, that is enough to take the zombie out. The final punch, you hit him as hard as you can, and he goes falling backwards to the ground. Now, because he is a zombie, I'm going to have to make a con saving throw, which is a DC of 5 plus the damage taken. So he needs to roll a 13 to stay alive. That's 6. That's it for that zombie.
Okay, and
So with that final punch, he keels over and moves no more. He is dead.
alright, and these guys have seen me, right? This guy's definitely
I mean, that guy
seen-
definitely just saw you kill his zombie after he yelled, "Halt, who goes there?" So,
Oh, fuck, I can't. I mean, I'm just gonna move up here and I'm just gonna ready myself because I can't very well go and, you know, give up my teammate's location.
okay. That's it for your turn.
Tank's got a tank.
Yeah, tank's got a tank. We got one last zombie in initiative, and he's just going to be heading towards the action that he can see. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 for his action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 for the movement. Yeah, movement action, you know what I mean. That's it for the zombie. Cameron, top of the order. You are currently hanging out with your back against the wall. Blaznir and Ichabod came moving towards you. Ichabod having a hard time seeing him there. He's keeping back to the shadows and staying obscured there, but you do know he's there. But what are you doing?
Does Ichabod have a torch or anything?
Not on.
Oh wait, no,
I
that would.
have a sword that
Never
gives
mind,
off
I don't
light.
have that to help. So I'm going to move. So that's 20 feet to go here. 30. Go over there.
Okay, you're just moving back, keeping to the back side of this little. Basically,
Yep.
it's a one-story building with a slated roof.
I'm basically just gonna, I guess, use my action to look around, see if there's a way out. Like if this is an actual alleyway where it's just closed off, or if there's a way that we could go that wouldn't take us back towards this main road over here.
Sure, I like it. Go ahead and make a perception check for your action.
Sure. 15.
Using your action to perceive definitely is much better than the bonus action. The alleyway you see here kind of puts you up between 3 buildings. One to your west, one to your south, and one to your east. The one to the east does appear to be a small warehouse. There's double doors sitting there in front. The one directly to your south, there's a door. It looks more like a residence than anything else. You can kind of glance through the windows and you can see a writing desk on the other side of the window with a bit more of a kitchen beyond that. To your west, there is another building as well. It's a 2-story building. There's windows on the second level, but not on the first, and they are shuttered, so you can't really see what's in them. But there is no light coming from it. The door itself is also closed. There's no window or anything in the front of it, but you can see a placard on the side that says Billiard and Sons Attorneys at Law.
Lawyers. Okay.
There are 2 more little alleyway paths to either side of this building that kind of look like they go beyond. And farther past, about another 60 or so feet beyond this house, it does seem like there's another street that goes west and east.
Okay, then I guess I'm just gonna motion for people to maybe head over to this little passage. On my next turn, I'll just try and see if I can look down that way and go down that way.
Okay. Sounds good. Blaznir, what are you doing for your turn?
Very good question. I don't know. Don't really want to leave anyone behind, but I'll just continue going down here.
You can check out the little passage, see if it's actually a way out or not.
I can get that far, and I can't really see anything. So just it's night, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It is night. There's enough light that you can make your way through the alleyways and see like some detail, but it's not a lot. Go ahead and make a perception check at disadvantage because it is nighttime.
13.
Yeah, with your 13, it's hard to tell. The alleyway does seem to veer off to the west, about 20 feet down. Beyond that, you can see a few more buildings and that sort of thing. Like, if you're looking overhead, you're basically coming into an area that there's a lot of little side roads and paths around buildings. So you could very easily, if you can continue down this way, you could probably get lost among all of the buildings.
I guess my turn.
Okay.
Well, I'll use my action to hide, actually, but...
Yeah, there's your action to
Never mind then.
Yeah, we're back to the zombie that was caught up in the webs. He's trying to break free. Let's see if he can do it. That's an 8, so nope. He definitely cannot break free. He is still stuck in the webs. It is the Axeman's turn, the one who had seen everybody down there, because I kind of got mixed up between the two of them, but that's okay. He's going to move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to right here. He can't quite get there. He yells at you, Shokan. You there! You are under arrest by the Cold Trust Watch. Put your weapons on the ground or I will kill you. And he's going to throw a hand axe at you to kind of, make his point.
Do your monk thing.
That's a 15, which does not hit.
I kind of raise a eyebrow at him.
Yeah, it goes completely over your head, and you just kind of look at him. But he's going to do it one more time just to be a dick.
Don't you have that thing where you could try and catch it? Throw it back at him?
What? I do. Let me see some. Hold on.
That's only if it hits.
Yeah,
pretty
that's
sure
what
it is.
I think is if it hits.
Okay.
Yeah, neither of them did hit. They just kind of went flying over your head, Shokan. It's Edmund's turn.
Yeah, it says when I'm hit.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
I didn't know.
It is Edmund's turn. He was hanging out down this alleyway down here, but that guard is right there, and he was not hiding. So he's gonna go ahead and use his action to take a shot at this guy. That's an 18, which does hit. 8 points of piercing damage on that guy.
Nice.
Then Edmund is going to use his movement to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet backwards. He's keeping in line of sight with this guy so he can see him, but he's hoping that maybe firing and running backwards will coax them back. Zombie's turn. He's going to move 5, 10 feet up towards you, Shokan, because he doesn't know any better, but let's see here. He's going to be doing his multi-attack with his vines. First one. That's a 17, which I don't believe hits.
Nope.
Some
And
people
a 13.
Some people like his vine, but he does not gain any new followers.
Yeah, so 2 vines come whipping out at Shokan, but she just nimbly dodges and dances back, keeping away from him.
And I maintain eye contact with this guy the entire time.
Yeah, that's very intimidating. You're doing a good job with that. Ichabod, it is your turn. What are you doing?
Well, I guess I'll walk down here, so that I can see Cameron and Blaznir and go, y'all come up with a plan?
Nope, not at all.
Yes,
So that-
down this way.
Alright,
He's the smart one anyway.
I'm fine with that. So I move Blaznir out of the way so that I can begin squeezing down this little path between the houses. And then I want to use, I guess I'll go as far as I can. And then I want to use my divine sense. As an action, I open my senses to good and evil. Until the end of my next turn, I know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Okay, let's see.
And your head explodes.
I'm just trying to try to use that as a guide when we're moving so that I know where not to go.
Okay, I like it. So within 60 feet, how long does this last?
It's until the end of my next
It's
turn.
until the end of your next turn. Okay, so you do know that right now, the zombies that you were seeing down the hallway or down the street is outside of your range right now, but you are aware that they're there. The 60 feet around you in the opposite direction, that's kind of off the map, you're not sensing any in that immediate area. So from what you can tell, 60 feet all around where you currently are, there are no zombies.
Alright.
Or any other undead.
And trying to think if I've got anything else that I can do as a bonus.
A yo mama joke?
I think I'll hold off.
You know what? I just realized that I didn't put Willow in initiative.
She's over here.
Yo mama's so fat, summoning her takes a 9th level spell slot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and roll her in. And I'll just go ahead and let her have her action. Can't believe I forgot that. I think she's gonna go ahead and she's gonna move up this way towards the zombie that took a couple swings at Shokan. She's using her needle. That way or syringe, she's called syringe, that's her rapier. That way she can have her sneak attack that hits. 25 is definitely gonna hit. 17 points of damage to that guy.
Oh yeah.
Second stab, because I believe she does have 2 attacks.
Yeah, she fight.
Yeah, she does. She's a fighter. Second's a 16, still hits. So 9 more points of damage, which is enough to take this guy out. It wasn't nearly as powerful as the other zombie. This one's a weaker version of that. So I need to roll the con saving throw of the zombie. Oh, that's a success. The zombie falls down to the ground, but it begins moving and getting up again. It is not dead yet. It has 1 hit. Okay, next up we come to the zombie ogre's turn, who's still caught up in those webs. Let's see if he can break free. That's a 12, so a failure. He is stuck.
That spell is so good.
Saving your asses right now.
Yep, we do have the spearman's turn. He made it out from the smoke, but he's still caught in this gigantic cloud of smoke. He's going to move 5, 10, 15 to get here outside of the smoke. He can see Willow and Shokan fighting. He can see this way down the alleyway a bit. It's just enough that he can see Blaznir out in the distance.
Damn.
Just barely. Let's see.
Were you using your action to hide? I
No,
forget.
I used it to perceive. I was about to
Oh,
say,
okay.
like, hey, I have 85.
Nobody hid last turn.
Say lovey.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to look down at Blaznir and he's yelling out, "They're fleeing! They're fleeing down the alleyway there!" He's going to move up to help out the zombies at least. Let's see, that was 15 feet to move. 5, 10, and that's 15 feet there. Willow is in range of a spear. So that's going to be a stab with the spear. That's a 15. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what Willow had on last. Looks like... Okay, it looks like she was not wearing her armor because it was not checked in. So that is a hit. You know what? Yeah, this spearman here is actually going to use his ferocious surge. Whenever the guard hits with an attack that isn't a critical hit, he can turn it into a critical hit. So he gets to do this once, but so I'm gonna roll it twice because we always do 2 rolls in this version. We don't just double. So I'm just gonna roll damage twice. 19 points of damage to Willow. She cries out as the spear just stabs into her gut. She coughs up blood, doing a good amount of damage. That was his first attack. Second attack. Ooh, am I going to kill her this round? Let's find out. 20 is going to hit. Not a critical, though.
Well, John.
So another 8 points of damage. The spearman stabs a second time into Willow, doing a good amount of damage, but she is still alive.
So, John, you missed a good session. Well, what happened? Well, about that backup character you've been wanting to play.
Yeah, exactly.
What backup character? Yeah.
It is Shokan's turn next. So, Shokan, what are you doing?
I am going to take a step forward, kind of grinning at this guy. And let's get back. Gonna hit him once. 29.
Damn right.
15.
15 points of damage.
Gonna hit him twice. 25. 13.
Okay, so, Shokan, tell me how that looks.
I mean, I feel like some two-handing it. I'm gonna overhand, like hit him on, on the head, and then come up around and hit him, like catch his jaw, and I don't know. Why not pop his head off with it?
I like it. As that guard just falls to the ground, wallowing in pain as his head goes, 1, 2, 3, bouncing down the street. That's your action. What are you doing?
Alright, this guy's not much of a concern to me. Am I allowed to then go over to this guy and flurry of blows on him? I'll take that attack of opportunity from this guy.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. You still have movement.
Alright.
I'll go ahead and do the attack of opportunity from the zombie. That's a 17, so you're good.
No. Yep.
Say, Matt?
Yeah.
I cannot see my own token. I can only see that of Blaznir, Ichabod, and the woman. And my field of view is very limited.
27 to that guy. I just remember too, I've been forgetting about my brass knuckles too before, but oh well. There's 8 points to him.
You good now?
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
freaking weird.
Yeah.
And then I've only got 1 brass knuckle, so I'm hitting with the other one for a 16.
I mean,
Wait,
just 1-2 punch with it.
Well, 16 hits too, though,
Yeah,
doesn't
16 does hit.
it? So that's another 9 points of damage to this guy. So that's 17.
Yeah, 17 points of damage. He ain't looking great, that's for sure, but he's still up. Okay, that's it for Shokan. Last up, we do have one more zombie who is going to be lumbering forward towards, towards Willow, because, you know, she is right there. Sorry, Willow. That's a 9, which is gonna miss. And a 10, which is gonna miss. Fate seems to be smiling down on Willow. And we are at the top of the turn order, but it is 4:48, so why don't we go ahead and use this opportunity to take our break?
Sure.
Okay, so we will be back in about 10 minutes, everybody. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back, everybody. And we are starting at the top of initiative order. Cameron, what are you doing?
Continue moving along. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Actually, I'd have to stop here because I can only move up to 30 feet, and otherwise I would be in Ichabod's space.
I thought we could move through friendly spaces.
You can move through
Right,
friendly
move
space.
through, but I can't end there.
Oh,
Got it.
well, can't you dash and go further?
I suppose I could, yeah.
Okay, so you're just continuing to make your way into the back alleys, trying to hide amongst all the buildings. That sound about right?
Yes.
Okay. You can definitely do that.
And then that's moving an extra 20 feet, but I don't see.
Yeah, the map kind of ends there, but just imagine there are more buildings beyond that, and the alleyways continue to crisscross around them. So over the next few turns, you can kind of make your way and hide among the buildings.
Fine. I've got another 10 feet of movement. Not that matters much.
Yeah, Blaznir, are you following Ichabod, or are you or doing something else? Or not Ichabod, Cameron.
I'm gonna just kind of stay put and wait for everyone else to start coming this way. I don't want to, I'm the only healer in the group, really. So
That's
Okay.
not true.
What's that?
well, you're running away and you're holding someone. So I'm,
He just insulted you, calling himself the only healer.
Wow.
I know I was going to try to pass her off. I wasn't sure what your health was at, but
Oh, I could not carry her.
you couldn't.
I have a -1 to strength.
All right.
He's
Fair.
weaker than I am.
Yeah.
And he's 7 foot plus.
That's actually really funny that the rabbit is stronger than the 7 foot tall guy. Okay.
I'm dexterity built.
So am I.
We do have the zombie who's still caught in the webs. He's still in there. Let's see if he can get free. Yeah, finally with a 20, he rips himself out from the center of this web. He's going to have to use 10 feet of movement there. 15, 20, 25. He still can't see shit. He's in the fog. He's disoriented. He doesn't know where to go. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go back on that, because you know what? He's a zombie. He broke free from the webs. He's completely obscured by fog. He has no clue which direction he's going or even what he's doing. So he's going to roll a D8. And that's what the direction he's going to go. One is north, going clockwise around. Okay? So let's see what he's going to do.
Man, me and Edmund are killing it out here with these battlefield control spells.
That's a 4. So He's going to go east, and he walks through the webs using all 20 feet of his movement and smacks into this wall of the building right over here. Just poof, hits his head, wobbles there, and he falls backwards, getting re-caught in the webs, and he's just stuck.
Yeah.
Because that's funnier. Axeman is dead. Edmund's turn. Since everybody hasn't come running behind him, he's kind of worried. He's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet up towards the group. Can't really see too much. Let's see. Yeah, just barely he can see the zombie there. So he's going to get partial cover because, wall, but he's going to try to make a shot. It's only DC 10. He can probably hit it. Let's see what he can do. Yeah, he can totally hit that zombie. So that's 7 points of piercing damage to the zombie right there. And that's his turn. Yeah, next up we have the zombie. Willow's looking pretty fucked up right now, and it's not her turn yet. So, yeah, that's what the zombie would do. Zombie, actually, I think Zombie is going to try to grapple her with the vines. Because you know what? That's even more fun. Because on the multi-attack, the zombie makes either 2 attacks with his vines, or he can replace one with an attempt to grapple. So that's what it's going to be. Opposed strength checks. That's an 8. So Willow has to beat an 8 on an athletics check.
Natural 1 incoming.
Nope, that's an 18. So the zombie tries to grab Willow, wrapping around the vines, but Willow just kicks off and jumps out of the way, nimbly dodging. Next attack is just going to be the whip attack with the vine. 10. Willow dodges once again, getting out of the way. I'm really super surprised right now, but what the hell. That's it for the zombie. Willow's turn. She's kind of fucked up right now. So bonus action disengage from the rogue Willow.
As a fighter, does she have second wind?
Good question. I think
it's
she
also
should. It's a level 1, but that's also a bonus action.
She could action disengage and bonus action second wind.
Well, my plan was to action put on her armor.
Oh, okay.
Because she's feeling kind of weak right now. So I think bonus action disengage. She's going to move her 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20. Because she saw where everyone else is going. 25, 30. She's yelling back to Shokan. Shokan, hurry up! She's going to use her action to don her armor. She has the cast-off armor. So, yeah, definitely needs that. So as she's running, her armor just comes flying out from her bag, attaching itself to her, just like Tony Stark and Iron Man. And that's going to be her movement right there. So at least she has better AC.
Yep.
Ichabod, it is your turn, and you're currently carrying that woman y'all knocked out who is living with Portlion. What are you doing?
Facts. I am gonna... Seems like we're trying to flee. Blaznir, you got an eye on this, and you can't hold this woman, so I'm just going to continue.
Yep. Good luck. Don't run into any other guards, please.
Yeah, I'm going to continue. I'll use another divine sense to keep it going, so that I can guide Cameron, which path to take to avoid running into another group of zombies.
Absolutely. So using your second dose of divine sense, you go running down this alleyway using your full movement. Casting out your divine sense, you do sense that towards the west there are some more zombies about 60 feet beyond. You don't see them yet. You can kind of tell that their direction is between you and a building, or a building is between you and the zombies, but you do sense that there are some in that direction.
Okay, I communicate that to Cameron. and then we'll continue in whatever direction is not going that way.
Okay. Next off, we do have the ogre zombie's turn. We're going to see if he can break free. That was not what I meant to hit. That's a 14. I'm pretty sure that still failed, didn't it?
Correct.
Okay.
It's a 17 DC.
Then yeah, zombie ogre is still caught fast in the webs, keeping him right there. It is the spearman's turn. He has seen his friend die, and Shokan, you came running up to beat the hell out of him.
It's an evil grin on my face, might I add.
Shokan's got this.
Yeah, so honestly, what he would do in this situation is he's going to use his action to disengage, and then he's going to run the fuck away. 5, 10,
Yep.
15, 20, 25, 30 feet to right there. That's his full movement, and he is yelling as loud as he can, "Alert! Alert!" What do we say? Brigands are attacking! We're under assault! Guards! To this area! To this area! And he's yelling as loud as he can. He's trying to get more of the guards to come and find you all. That's what he's trying to do right here. So Shokan, that's what you just saw happen. You saw Willow run down the alleyway. Arrows are flying from another alleyway. And the guy you just beat up on is running away from you. So what are you doing?
Can't have this guy over here yelling. I'm going to go over here and clobber him.
Yep.
Okay,
He just
I like
run
it.
away. He might have had a chance, but
So 23 hits
23 is going to hit.
for 15.
Ooh, nice hit.
Another hit
Yep.
for 9.
He is up, but he's looking really rough right now. You've taken quite a few hits on him, and he's bloody and bruised and probably a broken
15.
bone. 15's not going to hit.
Another 15. Nope.
Nope, not going to hit again. How many key points you got left, by the way?
I got 4.
You got 4 left? 'Cause
Yeah.
you've been using one at least every round. Wow.
I've been tracking them.
That's fine. I believe you. I was just asking. Okay, that's it for Shokan's turn. Next up, we have the zombie who is still alive. It got hit by Edmund from the alleyway, so it's going to move in that direction. 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. It can see Edmund now, but actually, he has reach because the vines reach 10 feet. So that's enough to attack Edmund. First strike is a 16, which does not hit Edmund.
good lad.
Second is a nat 20.
Yikes.
So 8 points of bludgeoning damage and 3 piercing. Oof. He ain't looking great. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to add the healing. Blaznir, do you remember how much healing you did when you cast Mass Cure Wounds?
It was
I think it was 18. But
18. Yeah.
checking.
Okay, so I did not add that to him.
Yeah, it was 18.
Perfect. Okay, so he's a bit better off than he was, but he still ain't looking great as that poison kind of oozes into his body. He took a pretty good hit there. Cameron, I assume you're still just running full speed, trying to get away.
Yeah, I'm taking direction from Ichabod so that I know which directions not to travel in.
Mm-hmm.
But
So-
other than that, yes.
So you're kind of making your way in a southwestern direction around buildings. And as you come to that full range of your movement, go ahead and make a perception check as your bonus action.
Sure. $23.
With your 23, you can see that probably about 2 blocks away, there is a taller building that you recognize as a warehouse that that Edmund could have easily pointed out to you. Good 2-story building, long, pretty ramshackle, stone on the bottom, on the first floor, wood on the second, with those big double doors that typically you find in like granaries, things like that. The reason it sticks out to you is because it is very, very dark down the road towards that. You think that if your group can get to there, it'll probably take you about 2 rounds to get to that point, but as dark as it is, it's probably a safer place to hide if the rest of your friends can find it.
I'll point it out to Ichabod then.
Okay. Blaznir, are you still waiting for the rest of your group? You did see Willow start making her way towards you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use my action to hide him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. Use your action to hide. Roll a stealth check for me.
That's 34. Those pass without trace still up.
Yep, you're trying to keep to the shadows as much as you can as you hide in that alleyway. You're pretty sure no one's going to see you from where you're standing with a 24. Let's see here. I'm going to try to get through these quickly. The zombie is still caught in the web. Let's see if he gets out. Nat 20, finally. He's able to make his way out of... Oh, wait a minute. That's the one he fell. That's right. I forgot. So he climbs back up with his Nat 20. I'm going to make him roll the D8 again. That's a 6. So he is going to move this way. That was 10 feet of movement there. To right there, in the fog, he bounces off the wall right there, and he's just going to kind of stop. He's outside the web, but he's still mystified and turned around in the fog. With it being Edmund's turn, yeah, with that whip getting that far, he knows he probably should better get in close. So he's going to move up forward, and he's going to be attacking with his short sword. Pulling out the Frostclaw short sword to attack this guy here.
Oh, Edmund, you sweet summer child.
Yeah, 11 is not going to do it for this guy. He has a 12 AC. This guy's a bit bigger and beefier because he's that vine zombie. So that's a miss to hit for him. Edmund's just going to say, well, shit.
Our boy's all growed up. Got himself a potty mouth now.
10.
He cursing? Who
15,
taught this boy to curse?
20, 25 feet of movement right there. Not enough. Yeah, that zombie that still has 1 hit point is just kind of moving towards, trying to pincer Shokan, but can't really do a hell of a lot. Willow's turn.
Willow's she's at a weird position in the order. Shouldn't she be right after?
Yeah, she really should have been. I don't know why she moved that far down. I'll do it at the end of the next turn. I'll reorder everything. She's going to go ahead and use her short bow to take a shot at the zombie. That's a 12, which just hits, so she gets her sneak attack.
Nice.
So that's 12 points of damage, so the zombie needs to roll a 17 to stay alive. Nope. Zombie's dead. Ichabod. So from where your position is, you do see that just at the edge of your vision, you can see Cameron pointing down towards an alleyway between a couple buildings, saying that's a likely spot to go to. What are you doing?
Before I start running, I would like to cast Shield of Faith on Edmund if he's within 60 feet of me. Because it doesn't say I have to see him. It just says, oops, there it is. It says, creature of your choice within range. He'll get +2 AC.
Is that where you were? You didn't move farther beyond that last turn? Because I thought you said you had continued onward past the map.
I guess I would have. If I can move back a little bit to just 60 feet and then cast it and then get kind of to the door of where Cameron's pointing, or as close as I can get with the rest of my... Because I can still use my action to dash, because this is a bonus action.
Okay, so yeah, you would be able to move backwards a little bit, cast Shield of Faith, which is going to give him a +2 AC, because you know thereabouts, and it does not say anything about seeing, so yeah, you're fine. Then you can move forward. Like I said, it is going to take you a few rounds to get to the warehouse, but you are getting closer.
But that's my little bit I can do for you. Godspeed, Edmund. And then I'll run.
Yep. Ogre's turn. Levin's still stuck. Spearman's turn. Yeah, he's let's see, he's still alive. He's going to use his action to disengage again. And he is going to continue to run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet. He's at the edge of the map right now, but you can still see him. He's got his bell in his hand. He's ringing it as loudly as he can. He's trying to draw some anybody to come and help him, because he's pretty SOL right now. Shokan, it is your turn.
I mean, again, this guy's drawing attention. I'm gonna go up here and...
If he had just kept his mouth shut, he would have lived.
I somehow doubt that, but he doesn't know.
18.
Yeah, that's going to be hit.
15 points of damage. Is this fucker dead now?
Yes, that is enough. He had 5 hit points left. He's trying as hard as he can to keep y'all from hiding. That's basically what he's doing. But yeah, with that, Shokan, finally that guard is dead. So what are you doing with the rest of your turn?
Okay, just a second. Because I'm going to spend a key point. And I'm using Step of the Wind to dash. To go 5, 10, 15. Now, would I get to just go to here, 45 here?
Yep,
or do I get another 45?
Well, so how much movement did you move to catch up to the guy? You used 30 feet, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would have... How much movement do you have total? 45, I think?
45, yeah.
So you would have had 15 feet initially. Then you use your Step of the Wind to dash. So total, you would have 60 feet. So you used 45 to get to where you are now.
Okay, so I have another 15, so then 5.
Correct.
15, I'm going to come here. Kind of... Well, I mean, I'm not even hurt at all. But I'm probably a little wore out from the, single-handedly taking out all those guys.
Probably, yeah, probably.
That's why we need you.
Okay. Last off, we have the zombie who is trying its damnedest to stop this last guy that running away, which is Edmund. So let's see here. Yeah, he's just going full throttle, trying to take out Edmund. That's a 6 and a 19. Let's see. He has a total of 18 normally, so that's 20. Yeah, does not hit. 2 swings at Edmund and misses completely. We are at the top of the order. Again, I'm going to assume that Cameron is just making his way towards that warehouse, correct?
Yes.
So go ahead and give me a stealth check. You are outside of Blaznir's range, however, because he's way far away. You guys are off the map at this point.
Yep. Alright. This, and then we do this. 24, good sir.
24. You are pretty damn stealthy as you're hopping along, keeping down low, keeping to the streets, to the sides of the streets. You're hidden in the shadows, and from what you can tell, you're not seeing anybody on this path towards the warehouse. Willow, on her turn, is making her way towards you, Blaznir. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 feet there. She's going to use her action to dash to get off of the map itself, and she is there. Blaznir, you can see Shokan making her way towards you. You do not see Edmund, however. What are you wanting to do on your turn?
I can't see Edmund.
You cannot see Edmund. You do know that he went down the alleyway here, but that's about it.
Alright, I'm gonna... good question, actually. I'm gonna kind of point Shokan towards the alley. Just stop stealthing so she can actually see me, and just point down the alley. And I'm gonna go run off, try to find Edmund, just so he doesn't get lost.
Okay. Well, feel free to move your token where you're going for your movement.
And don't have any light. No problem.
Hold on a second. There. Now it should be like mostly dark, but you should be able to see a little bit because there is a tiny bit of light out in the city. It is a cloudy night, but there is some ambient light at least.
And
It's not perfect pitch dark.
that's my movement right there. And I probably shouldn't drop my Path Without Trace.
So you're keeping that up?
I'll produce flame, and because that's not concentration, and just kind of have the light on me, just so Edmund can see me.
Okay, so you're dropping Pass Without a Trace, and you're
no, because produce flame is not concentration.
It isn't?
Nope.
Huh, okay. Sure, I like it. So yeah, you can create your flame, and you get a little bit of light because of that. Well, let me throw that on for you. There you go. Okay, that's it for your turn. Next up, we have the zombie who finally did get out of the webbing, but doesn't know quite where he's going because it is still completely foggy. So I'm going to just go ahead and roll a d8 to see where he's going. He moves back into the webs.
Get him.
Moves back into the webs, gets stuck there, I imagine. Yep. Definitely got stuck back in them.
Fucking zombies.
Fucking zombies. Edmund's turn. Let's see if he manages to stay alive. He's gonna... He sees Blaznir there. He sees the zombie. He's feeling pretty cocky now that he has that armor on him. I'm going to let him swing one more time.
Edmund, no.
Now that's a 20.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to say 13's enough to take out this zombie. I'll let him roll a con saving throw real quick. Nah, he didn't make it. So yeah, finally, with a slash of that short sword, the zombie falls to the ground dead. Because I don't want this to go too much longer. He actually had 15 hit points, but 13's enough.
Yeah.
Edmund's going to come running, and I'd say that's probably a good point where you're all out of combat and
Sprint.
making your way towards the warehouse. So, what I'd like everybody to do, since you are now trying to be stealthy and hide in this warehouse, go ahead and roll me stealth checks.
No.
22 for me. Do we get that plus 10?
So, Shokan, Edmund, and Blaznir all get it. For this round, technically, the rest of you wouldn't.
And a
Brie,
25.
As Ichabod is
I'm
running,
rolling my bardic inspo. 4. This is 7 now.
Well, so all I was going to say is as you're running towards that warehouse, you tripped because you had a nat 1. Something bad has to happen.
Though.
What? So what? So what? It's not as bad.
Okay.
It's, as I was getting ready to say, with a nat 1, you're running as hard as you can. You trip over a rock, you go flying, you hit the ground. Using your bardic inspiration, it doesn't make as loud of a clang as it could have, and you are able to pick yourself up, and you kind of look around, freaking out. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay, I will attempt to perceive. I'm very good at it. 11.
From what you can tell, this road is still very dark. You don't see anyone looking out any windows or anything. So as far as you can tell, no one spotted you completely fumble as you're heading towards the warehouse.
Right in front of the door of the warehouse, I would like to use another divine sense.
Go for it.
Matt,
yes,
you're not entirely correct.
What?
The father saw her stumble.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. You do have a very good point. The father definitely did see you stumble. As for the rest of you, while Ichabod is kind of focusing with his divine sense, the rest of you kind of make your way out from the alleyways, heading down to the dark street towards this warehouse that you can see Ichabod and Cameron up towards. You cannot sense any zombies or any other undead within 60 feet of you, Ichabod. You feel fairly confident that this building does not have any undead inside.
All right. Go inside.
Well, you tried to. You walk up to the door and give an experimental tug, but it is locked. Now, examining the door itself, it's one of those, like there's no lock in front of it, but you can see between the gaps that there is a heavy wooden bar over this door.
I look at Cameron.
And by this time, the rest of the group is starting to make your way there. I don't have a map for this. We're all just going to use our minds to see. But just to give you an idea, this warehouse itself looks to be probably about 30 feet long and maybe another 20 feet wide as you examine it. It is 2 stories. The first story is all stone and there are no windows. The second story has a ring of windows all around the top, but they are shuttered and closed. You cannot see any light coming from the shutters or the doors or anything like that. You can make your way around the building, and in the back there is a second door. This is a single door, heavily reinforced, but this one does have a lock on it.
All right, Cameron, so you can either pick this lock or use some magic spell to lift that bar in the front.
I'm just... Alright, is Willow with us?
Yes, Willow is everybody's with you at this point.
Okay, I'm just gonna grab Willow and dimension door us inside so that she can lift the bar off of the front door. Because Misty Step would get me inside, but I'm probably not strong enough to move the bar. And I would take somebody else, but it has to be somebody who is my size or smaller.
Yeah, and I guess Willow would be technically your size. So yeah, you can grab onto Willow, and the two of you dimension door. in the front, past the double doors. The bar is very big, but it's not going to take a huge amount of time to do. Let's just give her an athletics check real quick. Yeah, 23 easily. Willow just comes up behind it, using her ability to make herself just a little bit bigger so she can push up, lifts off the bar, and the doors swing open. The rest of you all pull it open a little bit. Everyone rushes inside, and you close the door with Willow pushing the bar over the front of the doors. Now, inside the warehouse itself, you're all kind of looking around. It is very, very dark. There is no light whatsoever inside this. Cameron and Shokan, you do have dark vision. So what you can make out, this appears to be a warehouse filled with feed. There are bags and bags piled up on pallets. Just imagine a big pallet full of potatoes and beans and lentils and things like that all throughout this warehouse. Looking upward, you can see that the center is completely open. There is a railing of walkways going along the top area with a big enclosed space on top of a couple of 4 tall poles that's connected to the upper walkway. And there's a ton of ropes and things hanging all throughout the center of this, as though they use it to lift up these pallets and move them around on the system of pulleys. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You can see that there's a stairwell about 60 feet to the northwest of where you are that leads up to those walkways. And if you follow the walkways about halfway to the center, you can see that big enclosed space, there's a door there.
All right. I guess we can catch our breath.
I'm going to look at the party and go, no fires, no bright lights.
All right. What about dim lights? Because I can't see a darn thing.
That's why I said bright lights.
We're going to be sleeping anyway, so we don't need to,
I set down the lady on a bag of feed.
Okay.
Like it's a bed.
when you drop her down onto the bag of feed, you do hear a bit of a oof. And she kind of moves around just a little bit. Now, I'm not saying you threw her, but just dropping her down onto something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He did a WWE wrestling slam.
I mean, if that's what you want to do.
No, I feel guilty enough for my acts today. So, Ichabod sits down next to her, making sure she is still securely tied up, because I do presume she'll probably wake up at some point. And then I just want to look at everybody and go, well, that went kind of bad. It went not good.
I mean, it went about as good as I thought it would.
Yeah.
The house is burning, so that's pretty nice.
Well, I mean, yes, the house is burning, but that definitely caught a lot of attention to what we're doing here.
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
Either way.
What did you say?
It would have caught attention either way. A major knight being missing is, at least now
true,
it's
but maybe we could have had a little bit of time.
It's a fire that killed him instead of
gas. Hopefully his body will burn up. But I don't know.
Maybe they won't know it was us.
Well,
if we had been smart, we would have simply set his body on fire.
Well, he was right in the middle of a hallway that was totally burning to a crisp, so if he didn't catch, I'd be quite surprised.
As you're all saying this, you hear a very loud crack of thunder that just kind of rolls overhead.
Oh, a storm is happening. Well, that is the gods looking down upon us and saying, you have failed. Just punishment, I guess. But I think that we need to come up with our next plan of action. So, do we know kind of where we're at in the city?
Let's see here. I gave y'all a bit of a map before.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the map, Portlion's manor was towards the lower side of this big triangular area of the road. You're estimating you kind of had to go more towards the east and a little bit to the south. That you estimate you're probably about maybe 6 or 7 blocks from where the road goes up the hill towards the upper mansion or the upper town.
Oh, so that's pretty good. At least we were heading somewhat in the right direction. What do y'all think? I mean, obviously we're going to get a long rest in. We've got a prisoner here who we can ask a few questions like, are all the Star Knights in town? And are they all hanging out up there? Or whatever else you might think of. And then we'll have to incapacitate her again, of course. Thoughts? I'm open.
Sorry, I was distracted.
So we gotta come up with a plan. We're gonna rest tonight because we need it, and then we're gonna have to go in and take care of Lord Veritude in the morning.
Yes, but yeah.
We told the villagers to rise up and attack at dawn. To attack the guards, open up the gates, and deal with any groups that are out in the city. Are we going to assist them, or are we going to use them as a distraction to get into the upper city?
I believe it was our plan to have the orcs assist them.
Yeah, the orcs will be also making their way to assist them. Yes. So I think it's the latter. We are going to use them as a distraction to get into the upper city. So it's important we get up a little bit before dawn so we can blow that there horn and have the orcs be on their way.
I agree. And for that matter, who all needs a long rest? 'Cause I could do a short rest, I'll be fine.
We need long rest.
I need a long rest.
Okay, no worries. If you guys need long rest, need...
As all of the spellcasters just turn and glare at the monk for daring to suggest, no, I could get by with a short rest.
Well, while yes, you could get by with a short rest to get your stuff back, if you're awake for more than a certain amount of time, you do start getting exhaustion points. So you do have to sleep. It's not like you don't have to sleep.
Yeah, I think it's important. Let's take we'll take some shifts so that people can still be keeping watch. If we can get up to that second story, we can have a little bit of a view out the window. And then get up before dawn, blow the horn, and then make our way up the street. Have we decided how we want to try to get in? I know y'all were talking about stone shaping.
That would work, assuming that the wall is not thicker than 5 feet in any section
I think that
we are trying to shape.
Y'all had explored and saw that the castle or the keep itself is up against the wall, and it was too thick to go through that way. But if we could get on top, we could go through the ceiling.
I mean, we could theoretically do the back still. It just takes more slots. But I can do 15 feet. So, you know,
15 feet.
Yes, it would wipe out a lot of my power.
I say let's try to get back there, climb up, and go through the ceiling, because it'll probably be less, and we are going to want your spells for the fighting that's going to be going on.
Exactly. How are we going to get up onto the roof?
I was about to ask the exact same question.
Because only a couple of us can fly. Like, I can, I can turn into my animals, and I can turn someone else into an animal. But unless we have more, then that's not going to work a lot.
It's a stone building, ain't it?
I could give someone the ability to fly, and then they fly up to the roof with the rope.
And I've got the strength of my muscles, and I flex.
That way you can hold on to the rope and assist in pulling up any that need be.
It is
good, sir, but
the keep itself is very tall. Now, I'll remind you all that the wall itself around the outer city is 25 feet tall. The keep itself goes up another 30 feet beyond that. So it's a 55-foot tall tower.
And I got a 60-foot length of rope.
So we could absolutely fly up and use the rope to climb up. It is a pretty big climb, though. But I suppose if
True.
I have this potion of spider climb, so we don't have to have everybody climb up via the rope, because that seems a bit precarious.
True.
But I was kind of hoping to hold on to this so I could be on the roof casting spells, maybe be out of the way.
Well, then perhaps you could use it for yourself, and you don't have to climb up the rope.
Well, I was going to fly up there because I can just, be a bird. And that doesn't take too much.
Well, it's entirely your choice.
Well, no, so I was saying, because I could give this to one of you, so one of you don't have to climb up the rope. Like, because if you guys are weak, or...
I would give it to Cameron. Look at Cameron.
It would only be 3 of us. No, 4. Shokan, Willow, Edmund, and myself having to climb up the rope. And I think that Shokan and Willow, at least, are strong enough to pull themselves up and climb. Possibly you as well, Edmund.
I got a +5, so
I'm not the best at climbing long distances, but
Well, perhaps you could hold on, and I'll hoist you up,
Then,
my son.
if necessary, Edmund can tie himself to the rope and hold on to me, and then Ichabod can pull us up.
Or maybe I pull you up since you weigh so little, and Edmund gets the spider climb.
I was simply suggesting that as a means to avoid using that potion until later, but as you like.
I think it'll be good if none of us are exhausted by the time they reach the top of the rope. So if we've got Shokan and Willow, I fully believe in your ability to climb up a rope. Rabbit, you weigh like 30
I hold
pounds.
on to my shell and I climb up with him just holding on to
Yeah, I feel like somebody could easily
don't you
shoulder
have
your
some
weight.
pretty good monk abilities with regards to climbing and stuff like that? There's an
Maybe.
ability that you can run up vertical surfaces, but I don't know if you have that yet.
So-
I have to reload roll 20, so I'm
Fair
not
enough.
able to look right this second.
Let's see.
But if
Snowfall.
we take over the town, you can very easily buy another spider climb potion. I think it's.
So, I was more of wanting to use it in the Veritude fight to be up on the ceiling.
How long does the spider climbs potion last?
That's a question for you, I believe.
Fair enough.
Should say on.
It's 9th level monk that gets you the ability to move across vertical surfaces and with liquids on your turn without falling during the move. And I believe that usually means that you have to end on a stable
Yeah, because you'll fall
surface.
at the end.
Well, she's very fast, so and she can probably dash up there because you said it was only like 55 feet up for the entire thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So like, she could easily run up the wall to, because you remember there's a wall and then the keep is attached to it. So she could run up the wall, get to the top of that on one turn, run up the second side, and make it up with her movement.
So I think the problem we might run into is if somebody is patrolling the wall while we're trying to climb up 60-foot
There
rope.
is that. And spider climb lasts for 1 hour.
Right, so this potion lasts for 1 hour for those who didn't know. I knew it this entire time.
Yes, of course you did.
Yeah,
That sounds great. So it's up to you if you want to use it or give it to Edmund, but otherwise I think we will have to find a way for Edmund to get up there without just expending all of his strength immediately to climb up the rope.
So who could theoretically climb up a rope? Like, you said you could, right, Ichabod?
I absolutely could, but I thought that I would be the one flying so that I could be holding the other end of the rope.
Yes.
I know, it's unfortunate. I would like to send Edmund up there with it, but I kind of turn away from Edmund and I'm like, I don't know if the boy could, hold all our weight, of course. I mean, he could tie it to something if he's good at tying knots, but...
I could at least tie it. I could at least tie the rope if that's what you want me to do.
Edmund,
Couldn't I go up with the rope? Because I guess the way I read this, I can move along.
yeah, you could run up with the rope.
And I'm 400-something pounds. I feel like I would be able to, handle your guys.
That's true.
Yeah, and I'm going to be up there because of wild shape, so I can help with that.
Okay.
So yeah,
As much as as strong as I am.
we wouldn't even need to have her fly if she could just run up there.
Yeah, and it makes you not
And
happy.
then Edmund could go before me, and then I could go with Cameron on my shoulders.
Yeah.
I think it sounds like...
For that matter, I could have Cameron on my back, I would think, too. Wouldn't I be able to?
Well, you're running.
I don't think that will be necessary.
Okay, so just so Matt understands, the idea is Edmund's going to take the spider climb potion to walk up.
No.
No.
So here's what's going to happen. Shokan is going to take the rope. Shokan's going to run up the wall like a maniac and get to the top. Shokan's going to throw the rope down. She's going to tie it off and hold her whatever she wants because she's very strong. Blaznir's going to fly up there with his wild shape, so he can also be there to hold the rope and stuff. And then Edmund is going to climb. Well, Willow is going to climb, and then Edmund's going to climb, and then I'm going to climb with Cameron on my shoulders right below Edmund. So then if Edmund falls, Cameron can slap him with a fly.
So everyone's holding on to you while...
No, not holding on to me. It's Willow goes first.
Okay, Willow
And
goes
then
first.
Edmund goes, and then I am climbing behind Edmund.
Okay,
so that
so
if he
everyone's
falls, he has to fall past
The
me.
only one who is holding on to Ichabod is me.
It's Cameron.
Gotcha. Got it.
He's
Okay.
tight.
Okay.
This is a really bad idea, guys.
This is a great idea.
I can stone shape the rope into the stone to make it a rope.
Whoa, that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, but that'd be a big spell slot.
Yeah, that's true. We want to save as many of our spells and potions, like you said, for the actual fight itself. And you're going to be stone shaping through the ceiling, so...
Oh, right, I am still doing that, aren't I?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
okay,
true.
never mind.
No, we're just going to climb to the top and then be like, woo, we did it!
Maybe there's a staircase.
No.
Or to put it another way, don't blow this for me, Blaznir.
Although I do feel quite a lot of shame on the fact that I allowed this last plan to go through and it kind of went haywire, so I'll give my apology, everybody. That is entirely my fault.
No, it was really not your fault.
I look straight forward and say it's all my fault.
No.
Everything is my fault. I brought it up in the first place. I am to blame.
No, what do you want us to do? Do you want us to belittle you?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I need to step away.
Hey, it's where if you start praying, asking for redemption, I'm going to slap you.
No, I'll do that. Well, actually, I do got to do that right before I go to bed. So.
Oh, I'll offer absolution.
So, while you're all talking about this, Edmund says, well, I suppose we should consider what we're going to find in the keep itself. There are 4 levels to the keep, 4 floors. The top that we're going to be entering into is mostly residential rooms. My father, my mother's, all of our family bedrooms, and so forth. Below that, mostly is filled with meeting rooms and things of that nature. The floor below that is actually open for the most part. There are rooms along either sides of the keep, but the center of it is open downward into the grand hall, which is what takes up most of the lowest level, the ground floor of the keep. What's not in the grand hall itself is the kitchen and dining room and the library itself. Below that, there is a bit of dungeons and some workhouses, that sort of thing. The guards' quarters were down on the lower level as well.
And presumably that's where they're digging out some big thing.
That would be my guess, yes.
Alright, so I mean I can't even fathom a guess as to where we might find Veritude on all this. But a grand hall sounds like a good boss battle.
Sounds like a good place to start our search, at least.
Well, we're gonna start our search on the 4th floor. We're coming into the ceiling, so
Well, yes.
work our way down. I mean, sounds fair enough to me.
Okay.
Sounds fair enough.
I don't like that. So, anyway, any thoughts on our prisoner here?
We can question her, I guess, but I don't kill her.
Yeah, I don't wish to
Hairstyle
do
is
that.
terrible.
Willow does want to kill her, but I'm not gonna let that happen.
Oh yeah, I know that's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, Willow's definitely been shooting dagger eyes at this woman the entire time.
We should probably hide her when Willow takes her watch. But
You say sitting next to Willow in this dark
then I'm
office.
staring directly at Willow.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
saying
I'm like,
directly.
Willow, you're not gonna lay a hand on this woman. I don't care how you feel.
She's just kind of giving you that surly, puffed up cheek look.
And she looks like a tiny baby child. What is that? Why are you making that face? Are you gonna
About to throw
cry?
a temper
Stop.
tantrum.
No crying. Keep it quiet. It's fine. But so we can question her either now or in the morning. But in the morning she'll have had a long rest, and I don't like that.
We could do it now.
All right. In that case, I will give her enough healing to wake her, but just enough healing to wake her.
Just enough healing to wake her.
So if I could leave her at 1 hit point, I'll do that.
Well, I mean, giving her more healing isn't going to wake her up. She was just knocked unconscious. You healing her is what is keeping her alive. But you can wake her up just by slapping her across
Oh,
the
okay.
face.
Well, then no.
You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna slap her across.
Because she only has one.
I feel guilty enough about what we did, so I just shake her gently.
You cannot
What?
physically kill her, but go ahead, Willow.
Yeah, I'll also point out that the only people who can physically see right now are Cameron and Shokan. They led
Fair.
you all to that upper office area, which is basically just a giant office. I don't know if any of you have ever been inside a warehouse before that has like one of those offices on the upper floors. So that's just basically a box that's built on a railway. But that's basically what it is. There's some desks and shelves and shit like that. But it's just a little office room.
Well, I have my Moon Touch longsword, so I can just unsheath it a little bit, so there's some glow coming
Just a
from
little
it.
bit. Yeah, you absolutely can. And so are you? What are you doing to wake her up? Just out of
I'm just
curiosity.
telling
I mean,
Willow, hey, don't
I
kill
can
the lady,
hold on
but
to her,
you can slap
too.
her, because I know you wanna.
She is right now. She's tied up, she's gagged, and she's blindfolded. And before we wake her, I would like, if we can, to keep it that way. Because if she can't speak, she can't cast verbal spells. If she can't see us, she can't cast sight-based spells. So,
Then
yes or no
how is-
questions.
Okay, I was gonna say, how is she to answer our questions then?
If you want to risk it, I mean, she let out a scream attack or whatever. So,
No,
like, let's not
Green?
ungag her.
No risking.
Green?
You
Yeah,
also want me to hold her so like she
You
can't.
can also hold her, but her hands are tied behind her back. But yeah, you can hold.
Yeah, her hands are tied behind her back. Her legs are tied up. She has
No somatic, no verbal, no. I take
she
all
has
her
a
stuff
sock
and she
in her
has
mouth. She has a sock in her mouth and a gag tied around it. She's got
Mm-hmm.
her blindfold over her eyes. She's unconscious. She's kind of snoring a little bit.
You know, she might have at-will spells, though, that just happen.
That's true, and then she'll be at 1 hit point, and we can knock her out.
Fair enough.
I wonder what she does have, actually.
Well, you can look
She's
at that. We're
actually
taking
the
her away.
world's first psionicist.
She's doing brain damage. Okay.
She
Yep, she's
has
doing
psychic
brain damage.
powers.
definitely stand nearby with my quarterstaff at the ready. So if
Well,
you need,
you can hold her. You can hold her. For sure.
Oh yeah, you can do that, and
We're all standing around her.
you're all standing around her in the very dim light of your moon touch sword. You shake her awake a little bit, and after a moment, she does one of those. And she kind of turns her head around.
Calm down, calm down. You might recognize my voice. It is me, Ichabod Sykes. We met earlier, if you recall. Now we're going to ask you some yes or no questions, and I highly suggest that you do not lie, because I will know. And then I look at everybody, like, does anybody have any ideas? Tell me you understand.
The woman does nod.
Okay, she nods. All right. I'll start with, are all of the 5-star knights present in Contrast at this time?
She nods.
Can I roll an insight check? I just want to make sure.
What are you inciting on?
On whether this was like she sat there for a really long time because she was thinking of a lie, or
Or if she sat there because she didn't actually know.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
17.
She seemed to hesitate before answering.
But that's it.
So it might be the correct answer, but she was afraid of giving you the answer in the first place.
I mean, you have nothing to go on but the fact that she paused and then shook her head. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
you
like,
can't see.
You can't see her
can't see
eyes.
her
You can't
eyes.
see facial features beyond a certain point. So it's really hard to read somebody who's bound and gagged and can't move very much, but beyond shaking their head. You get what I'm saying?
All right. But she said, yeah, they're all present.
She shook her head yes after hesitating for a moment.
Okay. I look at everybody else.
Like, we could just remove the mouth thing so it's a little bit easier for you guys. We can.
Now, Blaznir, I will remind you that when you were in the room with Portlion and Mildred Falcon, Mildred said that one of the knights was currently out of the city.
Oh, she's lying. One of the knights are out of the city. I knew that. I had it written down.
All right.
Yeah.
So you lied. All right. So I just kind of want to get really close to her face, and I say, but she can feel my breath. She can feel my presence. That's the point, is the intimidation. So I get up really close to her face, and I say, well, you lied once, and I'm very forgiving. So I'm going to forgive that one. But if you lie again, I'm going to let Willow do what she wants with you.
Go ahead and
make an intimidation check.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Make an intimidation check with advantage.
So you're aware, Willow is the short one who loved the tall elephant gentleman that was.
So he gave me guidance, so I'm going to roll the d4, and then I'm also going to do a superiority die.
How are you using a superiority die?
So I have a maneuver that is commanding presence. When you make an intimidation check, you can expend 1 superiority die and add it to the roll.
Fuck yeah, I love it. Do it.
So that's a 21.
21 total. Yeah, you definitely feel her body stiffen, and she kind of backs up as much as she can against the wall. You can definitely tell she's scared.
So if you're going to tell the truth, I would like you to nod.
I'm holding her.
Yeah. Okay, so then she's backed up against you.
Yeah, because I figure I have my quarterstaff kind of crossbody on her.
Sure, I love it. Absolutely, you're holding her crossbody with the quarterstaff, and you can tell she's scared very, very much by what you just whispered, Ichabod, and she does nod her head to you with your question again.
All right, and I say, Shokan, remove her gag.
Okay, I'm gonna just take one hand off the quarterstaff, but kind of tense up so let her know not to move, and I'm gonna reach up and pull the gag out of her mouth.
Okay.
And then as soon as I got the gag out of her mouth, I'm grabbing back on my quarterstaff.
And she kind of coughs a little bit and pushes the rag out of her mouth, and you can tell she's trying to move her tongue a little bit to wet her mouth.
I'm gonna give her a little bit of water.
No.
Just like a small sip.
What is this, good cop, bad cop?
Yeah, good cop, bad cop. I like it. You give her a bit of water, and she tries to swallow it. Some of it, quite a bit of it, comes out of her mouth and dribbles all down her nightgown. I remind you, she's wearing a nightgown, just a thin piece of linen.
I look up.
I'll just look at her and say, "We are here to remove the undead from this town and stop the mistreatment of its citizens. If you get in our way, there will be consequences. If you assist us, we will let you go to seek your own fortune."
Yeah, you can
It
make
is
a better
your
life.
decision.
But before then, now that you can speak, can you tell me who of the 5-star knights are present?
She opens her mouth, getting ready to speak, and we'll find out what happens next session,
Next
because it's 6
time.
o'clock.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really interesting, y'all. But you did make it out of the mansion, and you did eventually succeed in hiding. So, good job.
Ichabod's definitely going to pay some penance for being a bad person.
Cameron felt the need to pull out a cigarette there at the end,
Yeah, definitely.
watching Ichabod do his intimidation.
and with the raining coming down, you can hear it starting to pour. All the raindrops are hitting the roof, and it's getting pretty damn cold, as you can tell by this poor woman in her very, very wet.
I can't tell. I'm not looking. I can't tell.
I
you
guess
can
we'll
tell.
need to huddle together when we sleep for warmth.
But with that in mind, thank you to everybody who watched this evening. We absolutely appreciate you tuning in. See you again next Monday when we find out exactly what this poor woman reveals to the Debauchery Circus, besides what she's currently revealing. So, once again, on behalf of everybody, thank you for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next week. Good night.